Hey, this is Aaron with Seven Figure RIA. I have put together this very short presentation to outline a few things. How our advisors are really not solving a problem, how they're answering a few major issues that a client of a financial advisor has that probably stem from that financial advisor, but the major issue is it's tacitly related to this big problem that they think they're having. And it causes one of my clients, one of the financial advisors, RIAs we work with, to get more deals. So this is insight to advisors who are not using us, and this is insight to the advisors we currently have. The reason why people want to share that they're having a problem, or they may be interested in a lead magnet you have, and I'll get into what a lead magnet is in a little while, or looking to get on a conversation, a call with you, is that there are some major issues in the relationship they have with their financial professional. And that financial professional could be a CFP on the CFP board, or it could be their husband who may be trading too much, or it could be their wife who's got 10 different things going on and you can't track all of them. That financial professional does not have to be paid. I know we're thinking profession, someone paid to do that, but capturing that designation in someone's mind or that position in someone's mind does not imply that it's going to be paid. Someone inside the family can be doing that, and these issues can still arise. One is an interpersonal issue. So if there's not clear communication going on between a client and advisor, that person becomes disenfranchised. They start to lose interest in what the advisor is saying, and at the end of the day, they stop listening to the advice because the advisor isn't listening to them. What that does is that leads to an issue. When there's an issue, small chip in the armor, someone can reach out to your client and say, hey, I did something for you, or I made something for you. It helps solve a big problem that a lot of people have. Do you mind if I share it with you? They say yes. And inevitably what happens is that well-delivered solution in the lead magnet form gets someone's attention or books the appointment directly with that person. And that means that prospect or that advisor's client is looking and interested in leading. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And so another major issue that arises is that there's a product problem. And this tends to be related to the interpersonal and communication problems. It's that the results are not being delivered, or there's not a fulfillment of the promise or of the intentions that were made by the advisor. So the client could be investing with the understanding or the assumption that they're going to get a 12% return. The advisor only delivers an 8%. But they saved you these XYZs from the market. And that's great, but the client is always thinking about that 12% number. It's occupying a space in their mind. And if you cannot reach that threshold, the water's not getting up to that point in the well where they can dip their straw in and drink from it, they're unappreciative, and they're not going to resonate with the continued advice that you have. Doesn't mean you can't ameliorate this, but what it does mean is that that person is open to getting more insight into a big problem they have because they have an issue. And I'm delineating here issues and problems. We don't have to get into the semantics of the issue. I may be acting a little bit ambiguous with language, but the point I'm trying to make is that major issues can arise that happen to do with a client to advisor relationship, which under the lens of solving a big problem can be unearthed. And that arises, I'll give you an example, for an advisor, that arises, I'd reach out, a lot of veterans who transition to private sector, made you a quick video going over a couple tax and investing strategies might be helpful. That's how that arises. That's how someone says, yes, please. And that's how we share it. So what happens is these clients of other financial advisors are told or are given this insight that they're solving a big problem with their current advisor. what happens is this big problem is a reason to do business. It might be getting solved. It might not even be getting solved. But these major issues that can arise, like not meeting expectations, not having a great result, poor communication, these things can be impeti, which is the plural of impetuses or impetus. It can be reasons for someone to accept another person's insight into solving that big problem, because underneath that is a major issue someone's having with their advisor. Now, I know this is we're looking at things through like an academic perspective, but real world, an advisor who provides a well-delivered solution, a well put together lead magnet, a well put together insight, webinar, seminar, attention getting device that delivers value, answers, and delivers value, I'm defining as answering that big problem or intending to answer that big problem. So that well-delivered solution, if it answers that big problem, it's going to resonate with a certain proportion of people who are having an issue with their current advisor or with their current financial situation. These are not all the potential issues that are out there. These are a few, and some of the major ones that we've seen from the marketing and from the sales and appointment setting perspective. But what inevitably happens is the lead magnet solution leads to an advisor tapping into your clients, tapping into the clients that you have through something like this or through a video like this. And so when an advisor is able to get hold of that big problem and able to identify that big problem, they're able to get closer and closer to tapping into other advisors' clients. And those are the easiest clients to get, because when you're reaching out and when you're booking appointments with another advisor's clients, they know the circumstance, they know the style of an advisor to a client relationship. So they're accustomed to the setting and to some of the assumptions that are made. They may be different on a granular level, but generally speaking, there are similarities there. You're also talking to someone who's probably accredited, probably qualified in some way. So these are some really interesting things to think about when you're trying to prospect and when you're trying to build a marketing campaign. What are some big problems that I can solve? And then where can I find some clients who have issues? I'll share a bit more about where you can find these clients who have issues in the next video. My name is Aaron with 7 Figure RIA. We help advisors be known and be found.